sign up?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So I'm gonna go in order.
That's okay.
Starting on everything? Okay.
Hold on one second. Can we, Kelly, can you please, while people are talking?
Okay. Tonight I wanted to start by remembering one of our district's strategic objectives, which is to cultivate an educational environment that builds acceptance and respects differences, where everyone is seen and valued so that students and staff feel safe, a strong sense of belonging, and connection to the school community. I came here tonight in support of the Students of Color Association. I want to commend the Student of Color Association for putting together a beautiful and impactful assembly for many. In watching the school committee over the last couple of years, I have seen so many of you members speak out on a number of issues, but we need to be doing more to protect and defend the students of color in this community, especially after the reaction from the community and threats to the students after the presentation by Monica Cannon-Grant. In regards to the presentation, what has been lost is all of the good that came from the speaker. Monica Cannon-Grant decided
Oh my God.
many students.
All right, let her finish, please.
She spoke to the students about coming together as a school community, being accomplices to one another to not tolerate discrimination, having difficult conversations, reading and asking questions to grow in their understanding. She spoke about difficult topics and gave voice to the daily struggle of many students of color. I want the school committee to know that there are many parents in this district who are committed to promoting diversity, equity, and inclusion in our schools, and who want to be there to continue to be difficult but impactful conversations with the students around their own biases, privileges, systemic racism, and advocating that Black lives do matter. And yes, these kinds of conversations are uncomfortable for people who are white, but also recognize that on a daily basis, many, if not all students of color, walk around in discomfort throughout most of their day. These conversations need to be required for all students, not just those students whose parents are likely already having these conversations at home. Because without this discomfort and listening to all perspectives, progress cannot happen, and we cannot achieve our district norm of building a school climate where all students feel seen and valued, safe and connected. My fear is that the reaction from the community has stifled the voices of our students of color and created more division than unity in the community. I can tell you as a parent, after hearing last week's public comments from parents in this community, my fears about sending my own children of color to school in this community have been reinforced. My hope is that we can work together to repair this and help all of our students feel that they can state their personal truths, be fully themselves, and have a sense of belonging at school. Thank you.
Okay, next is 𝗵𝗵𝗱.
I'm up next.
Okay, I am 𝗵𝗵𝗱. I am a Billerica resident, and I know you would like to move on from Monica Cannon-Grant, but let's not do that. So people have defended her by saying that, sure, she posts racist, hateful, divisive, vulgar things on the internet, but her speech for our kids wasn't bad. So let me break it down. So after 7 minutes of presenting all her awards, she told the kids that our government assassinates Black activists. She also said that she was charged with 18 federal crimes because she's too powerful. She told the white students that they have white privilege. So if they believe they have white privilege, then they must feel guilty about that. And no one deserves to feel guilty about the way they were born. She said, quote, I caused a bunch of trouble, but eventually it's going to be you guys causing a bunch of trouble. She said, I don't want allies, I want accomplices. The definition of accomplice is a person who helps another commit a crime. She said that, quote, police still function with a system that was structured to harm black bodies. Benign, harmless speech? No, it wasn't. Kids cannot unhear that speech. The damage has been done. Okay, and the superintendent, the night after she spoke, you made a statement, you had a written statement, and it said, quote, outside speakers are not generally brought to the attention of my office. That's really cleverly worded, okay? Because you're trying to infer that you knew nothing that she was coming, all right? But your assistant superintendent is the one who paid for her. So you expect us to believe you didn't know? You know, you're all elected leaders, okay? And leaders step up and they take responsibility. And so far, none of you have had the courage to take responsibility for bringing her here. If you can't do your job as leaders, then step down and let someone who is willing to step up. And that's all I have to say.
Through the chair, could you ask the superintendent to please close his computer and pay attention to the speakers? I'd appreciate it, and I think the residents would also.
For the benefit of those in the audience, the Zoom that goes out once is not updating the monitor information.
You can head up and listen to what they're saying. Thank you.
So, just for the benefit, you're recording the meeting, part of the meeting.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, name and address, including town, please.
My name's Aidan Carney from 111 Mason Road, Jefferson, Massachusetts. I'm a social justice leader, a civil rights icon, and an award-winning journalist. First, I want to say that I'm glad to see that the internet works today, because I was under the assumption that the Google machine broke in this community, because out of the 351 towns and cities in the entire state of Massachusetts, only one was as dumb as yours as to invite Monica Cannon Grant, the most notorious racist, violent criminal in the entire Commonwealth here. It's so embarrassing that Tom Glavine tells people he's from Tewksbury now. When I spoke to Mark on my award-winning live show, he came on there and he told me that the school committee did not know about Monica Cannon Grant because it was paid for by a grant from a nonprofit called Billerica Partners for Education. However, what he did not mention was that two people on the board, 1 and 2, are both on that organization. They both knew about it. Why didn't you tell me that? I feel like that might be a little bit relevant, that the assistant superintendent and one of 5 elected members of the school committee is on the organization that paid this racist bigot to come here, and that's exactly what she is. I heard a speaker come up a minute ago with the mask on there. I heard her through it. Let me just give you a quote here. Maybe this is a quote that they like. If white vagina and white penises jeopardize your melanin, then we need you to sit in the back of the class. He getting that pink uncooked vagina, but keep your mouth shut on black shit if you ain't ready to be black. In regards to my friend Rayla Campbell, who is in a beautiful interracial relationship with her white husband. She's black, she ran for Congress, by the way, to threaten her. Monica said, regardless of how many white penises you ride, I ain't mad at you, sis, because if you riding that mother trucker for a credit score, get you that house, boo, get you that 40 acres. Just don't forget that you's a trigger. Monica said that. We got people up here talking about, oh, she said nice things. Who cares? She's a violent, racist bigot, and any kid can see that. It's embarrassing. I read about towns like Coleraine, Brockton, and New Bedford, and yours is the most shameful. Seriously, get on the internet, Google these people. It's embarrassing for you guys. Anyway, her speech wasn't about social justice or equity or any of that crap. It was just a huge monologue about how she's not guilty. But the feds have a 99% conviction rate. So here's my question. What are the kids going to think when she's convicted and jailed? What are they going to think? You're going to make her lose faith in the justice system, that Monica is some sort of martyr for the cause of Jesus Christ. Why? So my final question for you guys is, why haven't you condemned it? I'm asking you right now, every single person on this board, including the one who's not looking at me in the eye, who's on the board, do you condemn Monica Cannon Grant's violent, racist rhetoric, yes or no? Anyone? Anyone want to condemn bigotry and racism and threats? Giving you a chance to condemn it.
There's no place for racism anywhere.
Okay, good. Thank you for condemning it. First, do you guys condemn it? You're on the board, right? Sherry, no? Jill, do you condemn it? You said you wanted equity. Why don't you put the quit in equity and quit your job and hand it over to a person of color who's more qualified than you are? I know it's nice to say equity, but why don't you put your money where your mouth is and quit your job? Put the quit in equity right now. So, that's all. Thank you very much.
The only thing I'm going to mention is Monica.